of choice. Instead, everyone residing there seemed tethered by the financial constraints that barred them from more affluent areas. The houses, small and time-worn, echoed the economic struggles of the community. Even local businesses found it challenging to endure, often closing their doors within a year or two. In my youthful days, it became customary for us to explore the desolate structures that had been abandoned, a kind of communal pastime. The peculiar aspect was that the authorities seemed aware of our escapades, as virtually every child in town partook in them. Yet, the police chose to turn a blind eye to our exploits. On a particular Saturday night, my friend Ryan and I decided to revisit our former elementary school, which had shuttered its doors during my early years. The school building, even before abandonment, exuded an eerie ambiance. Nestled on the outskirts of town, surrounded by woods and encased in a chain-link fence, it hardly seemed like a suitable place for an elementary school. Climbing over the fence, we discovered that the windows were shattered, providing us easy access. As we stepped inside, the air was filled with the echoes of the building's past. We tiptoed down the hallways, peeking into rooms that once buzzed with youthful energy. It was a surreal feeling to revisit the school after so many years, only to witness its dilapidated state. Our exploration took an unexpected turn as we ventured deeper into the school. A hallway obstructed by scattered chairs hinted at a neglected part of the building. As we pushed through, we encountered a room with clothes hanging from the ceiling, creating an inexplicable scene. While inspecting the peculiar sight, a sudden thud echoed through the building. Startled, we froze, exchanging glances. Ryan dismissed it as the building settling, a rational explanation we desperately clung to. However, as we resumed our journey down the hallway, a more ominous thud reverberated, sending shivers down our spines. Instinctively, we sprinted towards the nearest open window, escaping the unknown danger that lurked within. It was only later, reflecting on the encounter, that we realized the peril we narrowly avoided and the potential danger that loomed within the abandoned school. Homes, fast food joints, and wooded areas near the park became our regular haunts, providing a refuge where we could enjoy our independence. The only challenge arose on weekends when the places we frequented closed their doors before we were ready to call it a night. One winter break, facing this recurring dilemma, my friend JT suggested exploring his parents' old farmhouse as a potential alternative. While he had casually mentioned it before, none of us had taken the idea seriously until that fateful night. Driving to what seemed like the outskirts of civilization, we encountered a wooden fence blocking our path. Lacking the key, we resorted to hopping over the fence, finding ourselves in a desolate area with the farmhouse barely visible in the distance. The farmhouse, even before we entered, presented a grim sight. Its roof sagged, and siding panels dangled precariously, reflecting years of neglect. Undeterred, we entered through the back, expecting a derelict interior. Surprisingly, the condition inside was not as abysmal as anticipated. Furniture and belongings appeared undisturbed, covered in a thick layer of dust, indicating a frozen moment in time. As we explored, I found myself in a hallway that led to an unexpected encounter. A mysterious figure passed the end of the corridor, prompting a surge of panic. Instinctively, I called out JT's name, hoping for a rational explanation, but the figure was neither JT nor any of our companions. Dark, tall, and thin, the man in front of me emanated an unsettling presence. His disheveled appearance and minimal clothing hinted at a precarious state of mind. Fear gripped me as I stumbled back, only to be pulled away by Ryan. In that moment, a metallic object soared across the room, followed by a blood-curdling scream. Our escape through the open window was fueled by a primal instinct to flee the potential danger that lurked within the farmhouse. It was a night that etched itself into our collective memories as a narrow escape from an unknown peril. Of daily life. The anticipation built up over months, and as soon as I secured some time off work, I embarked on a journey to the mountains, a mere 2 hours drive away. The destination offered numerous trails, promising a serene escape from the urban hustle. Loaded with 4 days' worth of camping supplies and food, I navigated the winding roads until I found a secluded parking spot along the side of the road. Setting out on foot, I discovered a trail leading into the heart of the mountains. The plan was simple: find a serene spot, pitch a tent, and relish the solitude nature promised. As I ventured deeper into the woods, the trail led me to a clearing with remnants of a forgotten campsite. It seemed untouched by human presence for an extended period, with vegetation reclaiming the space. Despite the eerie quiet, I set up my camp, eager to connect with the tranquility of the surroundings. With the sun gradually surrendering to the night, I decided to kindle a fire for warmth. While collecting sticks near my tent, I noticed an inconspicuous footpath leading into the woods. Intrigued, I couldn't resist exploring its mysteries. The well-defined path, despite the lack of recent use, piqued my curiosity, prompting me to follow it. After a 15-minute walk through the dense woods, the path unveiled a mysterious cabin, weathered and abandoned. Its decaying wood and ajar door hinted at years of neglect. A sense of unease washed over me as I peered inside, wondering why a footpath led to this forgotten dwelling. My musings were abruptly interrupted by a stern, almost angry voice behind me. "Leave. Go away," commanded a man standing about 10 feet away. Startled, I faced him, his insistence leaving no room for negotiation. Without uttering a word, I retreated, making my way back to the campsite. The darkened woods seemed to close in as I walked away, my flashlight cutting through the shadows. Glancing back, I saw the man standing at the end of the path, ensuring my departure. Reaching my tent, I decided against staying the night. Hastily packing my belongings, I navigated the treacherous terrain in the pitch-black darkness, guided only by a flashlight, until I reached the safety of my car. The encounter left me with a multitude of unanswered questions. Why did the man want me to leave? Who had fashioned the footpath leading to the abandoned cabin? The mysterious incident in the mountains remains an enigma, its unsettling nature lingering in my memory, reminding me of the eerie secrets concealed within the woods.